This is The Wire for 2300 Zulu, June 9th, 2025. Precedence is routine. Information cutoff is 2200. Bottom line up front. Los Angeles riots continue. Riots in other major cities planned. Chinese researcher arrested in Michigan. On the home front, in Michigan this afternoon, the DOJ announced the arrest of another Chinese national conducting research at the University of Michigan. In their press statement, the DOJ stated that Xingjuan Han was a PhD student who had allegedly mailed biological material from China to the United States via the postal system some time ago. Han was arrested at the airport after landing in Detroit yesterday. In California, riots have continued throughout the Los Angeles area as local authorities become overwhelmed. Most of the rioting has been contained within the city center. However, overnight, roving bands of rioters began movement around the city, expanding unrest to other areas such as the LA Live area and the Convention Center. This afternoon, U.S. Northcom announced the deployment of 2nd Battalion 7th Marines, 1st Marine Division to the Los Angeles area, effective immediately. This deployment incorporates roughly 700 U.S. Marines, whose primary mission will be to provide point security at key terrain and critical infrastructure sites around the city. This is intended to supplement the National Guard resources already deployed and help free up local law enforcement personnel to respond to more dynamic situations as the chaos continues. Throughout the United States, the LA riots have sparked additional events in many cities around the nation. There are already over 1,000 protests planned in hundreds of cities around the United States, most of which are planned for June 14th. Almost all of these planned protest events are organized by large, well-funded organizations. Analyst comments for this wire. The riots in Los Angeles have been made much worse by statements by local authorities. LAPD and LA County Sheriff officials have done everything in their power to distance themselves from the ICE raids that started all of this, and political leadership has worked to prevent police and National Guard soldiers from maintaining order. This has made problems worse for officers on the ground who continue to work with federal resources to keep control of the city, all while their leadership undermines their work to keep the peace. Overnight, reports leaked from within the LAPD that indicate Mayor Karen Bass personally interfered with operations by insisting that she assume command of the response instead of the incident commander. In this role, she allegedly intentionally delayed resources and hindered the response to maintain order. Though this will need to be investigated later, right now it seems as though Karen Bass put herself in charge of making decisions over the IC and then promptly didn't make any decisions, stalling disaster response efforts. Governor Gavin Newsom has likewise made statements condemning the National Guard and has demanded that they leave the city. Representative Maxine Waters is on the ground and has been recorded verbally abusing National Guard soldiers on video several times. As such, though the personnel on the ground are doing the best they can, a very tenuous situation remains between local authorities and politicians in California and the federal authorities seeking to maintain order. This concludes The Wire for 2300 Zulu, June 9th, 2025.